Yeah, man, and we back with another exclusive, another very special episode of the Butcher Block. This one is near and dear to my heart because I am a sneaker collector, and we're here with one of the sneaker OGs. Um, from the city. The owner of Soulmates Sneaker Boutique. Anton with Pete Williams. Welcome to the show.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you being here.
Appreciate
You coming
man.
along. And you know what? This may be.
Thanks for the invite, man.
You may have took over as my favorite guest right now because he came with gifts, man.
Yes, sir.
Look what we got, man. Look what we got. Look at this, man. You can't beat this. I got me a keychain.
Yeah, man. Just some pluggers, man.
Stickers. Man, we can't beat this, man. Whoever next, man, y'all got to beat this, man. Look at all this. Look at that. But no, on a serious note, man, we appreciate you, coming to the show. We appreciate you having us. Just to start, can you tell a few people about Soulmates? How you decided to go into, getting a sneaker boutique. How you even got into sneakers. Just the whole beginning of the whole store and everything.
I grew up, man. I couldn't afford the sneakers, man. So by trade, and I know y'all know this because both of y'all kind of played for me a little bit, but I started off, I've been coaching high school basketball, man. I coached for over 15 years. I was the assistant athletic director for 10 of those 15 years at East Chicago Central. But when they eliminated my job as assistant athletic director and I didn't get the AD job, I literally was contemplating, like, what's next for me? Yeah. And it's always been a passion of mine, bro. This logo that you see, this Soulmates logo, bro, that logo, I created that logo, I swear, probably back in, 2000. Literally, I knew exactly how I wanted it. I knew exactly what I wanted it to say, what I wanted it to be. I actually gave that vision to a kid at Block Middle School, and I told him how I wanted it. They took it and they did it just like that. And he didn't actually draw it, but he gave it to his art teacher and she drew it for me, bro. So that's where that logo came from, man.
That's fire.
2018, man. 2018 is when we opened it. We opened it July 7th, 2018. I've been married to my wife for 23 years. We got married July 7th of 2001. Yeah. So all of us full circle. It's me, my wife, and my son. We soulmates because God put us together and we all got a love for shoes. So that's where the name came from, bro. That's where it originated from. 2018 is when we jumped it off, man. And it's been up. It's been up ever since, bro. It's been one of the greatest accomplishments that I have for myself. Yeah. And, my son is a huge sneakerhead too, so it's kind of generational wealth, man. If I ain't here to do it, it's something that you can continue to go on with, man.
Yeah, for sure.
But the times is changing too, so we just gotta adjust with the time. I'm an old school guy. They want the clothes, the gallery, and all that.
Right.
No, I'm in the sneakers. I fell in love with sneakers, bro.
Same as you, man. So what was that? You speak on, when you was coming up, you couldn't afford the sneakers, but what was that one sneaker when you came up that made you just fall in love with the whole sneaker culture?
What's crazy about it, Will, is I didn't get my first Jordan until a Jordan 6, and I just recently bought the first Jordan I ever had. It was a Jordan 6, the burgundy ones, the white cream with the burgundy. That was my first Jordan.
Them like one of my favorite. Them is ridiculous.
And rest in peace to Benny Jones, ridiculous. Man. That was the first Jordan he ever bought me, bro. I would swear that was my favorite J, and I actually bought it. I never wear it again, but I bought 2 pair. I bought one to wear, and I bought one to put up, but that was the very first J I had. But I fell in love with sneakers a long time ago.
Yeah.
My family, my dad's side of the family was from Harlem. They from New York, 116th Street. I used to go every summer to New York, bro, and the shopping mecca of the world, bro.
Yeah,
so,
man, that's crazy.
I brought Dunks back here back in 1988, and believe it or not, my people clown me. They said they was Wolfies, and now it's the #1 selling the shoe across the country. You know what I mean? But I brought Dunks back here in '88. My family had a restaurant, and they was doing their little stuff on the side, but I used to come back laced with every color dunk that was, bro, before dunks even became popular. I brought dunks back to East Chicago in '88, and they used to call them whoopies. Literally.
I can imagine it. I can imagine it. I mean, me, man, I fell in love with sneakers, like in the '90s. I was a '90s kid, so back then it wasn't just Jordans. You had pennies.
Yes.
You had Griffey's. You had Bo Jackson. You had Hideo Nomo.
Yes.
All type of signature.
Andre Agassi's. The Andre Agassi's was crazy, bro.
Dion's, Jason Kidd's, GP's. Yes. I look at my old pictures. My parents was getting them, but it just meant so much to me. So I think that first sneaker that just made me fall in love with the whole culture was the first gloves, the GP. I had them at Glen Park Biddy Ball.
I remember you had them.
Yeah, just having the first GPs. That's what made me really fall in love, with like the whole sneaker culture. Like, man, you just feel like a different person with a fresh pair of kicks on.
That's dope. That's dope. I can't. You know what? I'm an Air Force One lover.
Yeah.
I love Forces, bro. I just think Forces are so clean, but it got a classy look to it as well.
Right.
But I fell in love with Air Force Ones. Now, I'm a Jordan fanatic. I hooped in all Jordans my whole 4 years of college. I hooped in all Jordans. I hooped in pennies. I hooped in Tim Hardaway's when Tim Hardaway had them Bacons. They was the same color as my school uniform, bro. So
Bacons is super
bro,
classic.
I fell in love with shoes. It ain't even just sneakers for me. I love shoes, period. Right. From slides, when we had to dress up for basketball games, I'm a Meslin lover. I love Meslin dress shoes. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm just a shoe fanatic, man. My wife, she Kristen Lube. She all that designer stuff, but she a sneakerhead now. She got more Yeezys than I do.
Man, just not to go too far from that Bacon. Like that was just so innovative because the yellow strings.
It was different.
I had never seen them. I'd like to have a pair of those Air Bacons.
And if you look at it now, every shoe come with an extra color.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know where it exactly came from. That had to be one of the
the originals with the little accent of yellow.
Yeah, for sure.
That's when he played for the Miami Heat.
Yep.
It was black and red. The Nike sign was yellow, and they gave you the yellow lace.
Strings. Yes.
Yep.
I know for me, growing up, you always looked up to the older guys. And I mean, especially the D-boys.
Yeah.
We couldn't afford the shoes, but when they dropped, certain people to have them.
Yes.
And that Nike Up-Tempo 96.
Oh, man.
That Pippen.
Yeah, that Pippen.
With the big air on the side.
Big air, yeah.
It was so gaudy, and it was just like, man.
It stood out.
Yeah, and that was the first time I had seen that, like, in a shoe where it was just like, it made like a hard statement. It was like a bulky shoe, a basketball shoe. And this one, everybody went crazy about Air Maxes, the air bubbles and stuff. But that air on the side, it just went crazy. And it was like everybody in the city who was the man
had them.
For sure.
Exactly.
For sure. And outside of them too, that penny, the phone posit.
Yeah, that first blue one.
The first blue phone posit.
Yeah.
The first person I seen walking with them on, I was kind of like, they was like the first shoe that was like $200.
Yeah.
Like legit really was $200. And I'm like, man, I seen, like you said, man, I seen somebody walking in the neighborhood with them. And it was like, man, I went crazy. Like, man, I wish I could get a pair of those.
Penny Hardaway. I'm gonna tell you though, when it came to like hooping shoes, the biggest statement shoe that I remember was the Charles Barkley's, the all black ones, the ones that Michigan 5 Fab wore. That was crazy for me, bro. I ended up getting every color, every shoe. I wanted to hoop in the shoe. It was so uncomfortable for me to hoop in, but because the strap was so tight around your foot. But when you talk about a shoe that made a statement, bro, that Charles Barkley shoe was crazy, bro.
Yeah, that 5
it went viral.
Yeah, that 5 turned that up so much.
Went crazy.
Yeah, that 5 turned that up. But just looking at sneakers and you growing up in it, how you fell in love with the culture. If you had to come up with, your sneaker Mount Rushmore, if you had to come up with your sneaker Mount Rushmore, what would be, on that?
Okay. Definitely my favorite shoe of all time is a Jordan 4. Jordan
the
4.
Yeah.
They just did the reimagine, but I'm talking about the OG Jordan 4, black cement, bread 4.
Mm-hmm.
That's my favorite shoe of all time. That one, the white cement. Any 4, bro, I think I got more 4s in my collection than anything.
Okay.
But definitely a Jordan 4. Like I said, I fell in love with the Air Force One. That was the very first shoe I fell in love with.
Yeah. That's 2. These last 2 got to be tough.
but you can't take away what Yeezy brought to the culture. When you talk about, I ain't never been an Adidas guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm really a Nike guy, but I rock Adidas. I like Yeezys. I like Adidas, but you can't go wrong with, you gotta add Yeezys to the Mount Rushmore. He sold more shoes than anybody.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna tell you what's up and coming is the New Balances and the New Balances collabs that you have. When you talk about Joe Fresh Good collab, you talk about all these different people that are really like non-celebrities that, you know what I mean, outside of our area that know who that is. Yeah. Bro, I got my people in Alabama or in New York be calling me about, I want them Joe Fresh Goods. Yeah. You know what I mean?
So show you how big the sneaker culture is.
It's huge, bro. Yeah. It's all over. And because he from Chicago, they think I got a direct connect. You know what I mean? That I have a shoe store, but I got to hustle just like everybody else.
Yeah, for sure.
But if you talk about, those would be my top 4 that, you know what I mean? They heavy rotation for me in my collection personally.
Yeah. Okay. What you thinking, Key? What's on your sneaker, Mount Rushmore?
We talking Mount Rushmore's. I agree with P. He has some great selections, but for me, I gotta go Jordan 1.
Yeah.
I just think, man, it was like a time when I could walk in the mall and just get them right off the wall because nobody else was getting them, and then they became like crazy popular. But that's always been, my favorite Jordan is the 1. Just that classic look.
You could do so much with them.
Yeah. Not to play ball.
Right, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? So
style them up, very versatile.
Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna go Jordan 1s. I'm gonna go Jordan 3s. You know what I'm saying? I think that Cement 3 is a epic. Like
Jay-Z said it best, right?
Yeah,
never fails.
A pair of Jordan 3s. Trying to chase this cash. I gotta go the low Air Force One. You know what I'm saying? Piggyback
Classic.
Up. Yeah.
Classic.
I don't think you can go wrong with Air Force One. And then I'm gonna also stick with Pete. I'm gonna go the Yeezy Wave Runner 700.
700s, yeah.
Yeah. I think what Yeezy was able to do, because we was only seeing a lot of retros, you know what I'm saying? Different colorways of retros, and then constantly seeing Jordan and Nike bringing back classic shoes repeatedly.
Yeah.
When Yeezy came through the game with a whole new design and everything, I just think that Wave Runner for sure is my favorite Yeezy, and I went through 3 pair of them myself.
Right.
So those my 4.
I mean, that's dope to, even talk about an original sneaker.
Yeah.
That dropped in like the last 10 years. And before I get into my Mount Rushmore, I think, I was heavy on the original sneaker. It was that that New Balance, that Joe Fresh, the 992, the No Emotions and Our Emotions.
Yes.
Man, like that colorway, the strings that came with them, the material. I mean, it was like the perfect shoe.
That shoe was so well thought out.
Yeah, it was. It was like, it was honestly like the perfect shoe. It may be like one of my favorite shoes of all time. I don't even, every once in a while I'll go and just check on my shoes to make sure they good.
You got to.
Yeah, I'll go and just check on them.
Listen,
make sure they
shoes,
cool.
Man.
I go and check to make sure that my shoes is cool. And, I hate to even wear them because, I don't want nobody to step on them, So them some shoes I'm going to probably have time, 65, 70 years old.
Exactly.
So, but I mean, my sneaker Mount Rushmore is pretty similar to yours. I got the Jordan 1, preferably like the 85.
Yeah.
That first pair just so iconic. Like I said, I can remember seeing baby pictures of my brother, seeing, with you with him. This was like, that shoe was just so iconic. And I got the Jordan 3 on mine too. But I do have the Air Max 1. You know, I'm a big Air Max 1. Yeah, I'm a big Air Max 1 fan. Just because of the colorways. Yeah. And it's another shoe that you could just do so much. It's, you know,
it changed the game though.
Yeah.
It changed the game outside of Jordans.
Right.
Nike. That changed the game.
And then one, you know, like I gotta throw it in there because I look up and every other day I got a pair on. It's the Travis Scott Jordan 1. I gotta put that in my Mount Rushmore now because I'm like, to me, it done came and, you know, from the Shadow to the Phantom, to the Olive, it's like, man, I wear them so much. I'm kind of like, you know, he just took the, you know, even the reversal on the Nike sign, you know, the amount of the strings that come with it.
Who but that McElroy, one of the tennis players say he stole it from him.
Yeah, that was him.
It was. That was a whole thing. That was a whole thing.
See, Mac Attack.
He just put a whole hip hop swag to it though.
Yeah,
you know.
I would definitely like Travis Scott Lowe's is definitely one of my all-time favorite.
Yeah,
but I would categorize that as a Jordan 1 for real.
Right,
exactly. That's what it is. That's what it is.
The laces, the reverse Nike sign, all that bring it out. But I would still consider that like a Jordan 1.
The shoe is the silhouette of a Jordan 1.
It's the silhouette of the Jordan 1. Yeah. Like I said, I didn't, you know, well, I guess I just give, you know, me just giving so much credit to the Jordan 1 because, you know, that's a shoe, the 1 and the 3, the low 1 and the 3 is something I'm going to be like Andre 3000.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I'm going to be walking around at 58 with a flute and some Jordan 3s, you know, some Jordan 1s, you know. I'm going to wear them forever.
I said 4 is my favorite shoe. It is my favorite silhouette, meaning the shoe, the look of the shoe. But I'm a big Jordan 1 collector low. Yeah. Jordan 1 collector lows, bro. It's not one that it's not one that I don't have. It's some that I'm looking for.
Yeah.
But every one that I wanted at this point, I pretty much have possessed it.
Yeah.
I was telling y'all earlier about the one collection that I'm trying to get, and I think I ain't retiring from the game. I ain't finna use that R word, but I'm gonna always want some sneakers, bro.
Oh yeah, we never out the game.
Never.
Not this culture because we the ones that grew up. It's like, you know, I had children now, you know, that's 19 and 20, and they want Jordans. I'm kind of like, y'all want Jordans, y'all don't even know nothing about Jordan. Like, this is our era. You never seen him play. This is our era. This is our thing. So why should we not wear sneakers?
Exactly.
You know, so I mean, just speaking of Jordan and speaking of, you know, the lows, and do you think like the market has become oversaturated with all of these drops? And it's like, you know, like the Jordan 3 is dropping again. I still had 3 of the 2018 cement black Jordan 3s. Like, now they just dropped again. Do you think the market is kind of oversaturated at this point?
I do believe the market is oversaturated. And I'll tell you where they started saturating the market was when Black Panda Dunks came out. When Panda Dunks came out, you know, 3-4 years ago. Now you can walk in any store and just grab them. At one point in time, Panda Dunks was going for $300. Literally. $300. You're getting them for $100, they going for $300, literally, on the resale market. But they oversaturate the market. But what they oversaturate the market with is for those ones that's not in our generation, these kids that don't know nothing about it. They're not looking for 85 Jordan 1 no more. They looking for what's the next release date. So they think that these Jordan 3s reimagined that's finna drop on Saturday is going to be fire compared to having a 2018. And you can really, really tell the difference in comparison when you go with the reimagined Jordan 4 and you go with the Jordan 4 2019 pair. It's a totally different. It's a much wearable shoe when you look at the 2024 pair. But when you look at that 2019 pair, you're going to be like, yeah, I'll wear them. I'm going to keep them locked up. You know what I mean? Same thing going to happen when they see these Jordan 3s reimagined. I've had a ton of them. But when you compare to a 2018 pair, there's no comparison, bro.
Yeah.
It is oversaturated.
I love that 2018 pair. Just wearing them, and, you know, after you wear them 4 or 5 times, I'm like, you know what? I just need 2 or 3 more pair of these just to put up and keep for a couple years from now.
Yes.
That's the thing about just having options, because it's like I still got my 2018 pair and they still look new.
Right.
I remember when they redropped the Red 11s, I still had my pair from like 5 years previously. So it's like people going crazy, but it's like if you maintain, you know, your collection
Took
the
care.
right way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they only know the difference. And when you look at that first Bread 11, you can tell that the pan leather is a lot lower, smaller on it.
Yeah.
When you get that oversaturated pan leather on it, it does something does different to the shoe for me.
Yeah, for me
because
too.
I examine that, I look at that, I can tell. You talk about a Columbia Legend Blue 11 is coming, redropping. I got a 2015 pair.
Yeah.
Totally different, bro.
Right.
Yeah.
You see, if I can't get my hands on one of those, that 2015, like, it's no need for me to have them.
Yeah.
Honestly, like, I don't. Yeah. Because I remember when they first came out and I couldn't get them. And I'm like, I want something as close to that pair as possible.
It is close, but the material is different. The material is different. That material is kind of flabby. It's different. It's a nice shoe. And like I said, I would buy it because I'm a collector. And I buy them. I buy them sometime to, you know what I mean, to compare to an old pair. And I buy them because I would prefer to wear the newest thing. I would prefer to wear that because it doesn't hold so much of a sentimental value to me as a 2015 pair.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah, so I mean, with it being just,
You want to take a little break, Peter?
No, I'm good.
Yeah, with it being just so many, you know, drops this year, and I feel like this was a really good year for sneakers. Just looking at some of the things I picked up in 2024. If you had to, you know, say what you thought was your sneaker of the year, or what you thought was a couple of pair that, you know, you really thought, you know, came and kind of changed the game, you know, what would that be?
Man, it's so. When you talk about picking a shoe,
right,
or a couple shoes, bro, it's tough for me. I tell you, I pondered this all day on what would be my sneaker of the year for 2024. I really don't have an answer, but I can tell you a few things that was on my bucket list that I just had to have.
Yeah,
and two of them I don't even have yet, but they come out the month of November and they come out in December. And Travis Scott is dropping two. He dropping the Jumpman Jack, the chocolate and the brown one, the black and brown pair.
Yeah,
it was just a complex con, and I should have went to LA. I should have went to LA. I probably would have got good. And then he dropping the all brown velvet, one of my favorite colors, bro. That velvet low, all black. It's kind of slick. It kind of put me in the mind of the Phantom. But those two shoes for 2024 that I gotta have.
Had to have.
You know what I mean? I literally would go broke. There's some things in my collection that I would give up to get those.
Yeah. You know, is it something that you had in mind, Key? That was some of the drops that you just had to have that came this year?
If we talking sneaker of the year, I mean, one of them is gonna be my honorable mention, and they dropped plenty colorways. I had a few, but I'm gonna go with the Nike Vomero.
Yeah,
you know. Just with how I dress on the day-to-day, mainly for comfort. So I'm usually in some track pants, or essential jogging suit or something. They just went perfect, you know, with that comfort look.
That Vomero is clutch.
Yeah, that Vomero,
sure.
You know, that'll be my honorable mention. But my sneaker of the year is the Nike Air DT Max, the Dion.
Yeah, the 96. Yeah.
I mean, with the momentum from Colorado and Coach Prime, it was crazy just to see something from our era dropping.
To
really
resurface like that.
Yeah, and it was like from the NFL to them doing cleats and seeing everybody with them, you know what I'm saying? It just really took me back to my childhood, and, you know, I was glad to see it, and, man, I definitely had to have a pair of them.
Yeah, it was so crazy how the colorway just went perfect with Colorado.
Yeah.
You know, like that just was perfect. Yeah. So, I mean, for me, I had that on my list too. You know, the Air Max 96s. You know, we kind of ending off the year with like one of my favorite pair ever that I didn't get to, you know, get when I was younger, the Wu-Tang Dunks. So I had to have a pair of those. And you know, my sneaker of the year, you know, it came out at the at the very end of 2023. So we came into 2024 with them. But, you know, the Keisha Blue, Joe Fresh Dunks.
That's a good
man, that was you know, just basing it off of Belly, the colorways, you know, but that blue, it's just like the color blue it was, you know, the material of the shoe.
When they dropped, first I thought that black and white one was gonna be the one that everybody went crazy about. I actually won a drawing for
Raffle,
them,
yeah.
a raffle for them. But when I saw the Keisha Blues, I'm like, I should have went after them, but they was a little harder to get to.
Right.
But I eventually did get my hands on them. I mean, courtesy of Ant.
Right.
So.
See, them one of those ones that, you know what, like you say, like, you never want to say you out the game, so I'm going to always hunt pairs of those. You know what I'm saying? If I come up on a pair of those, cool, I'll get them and stash them and won't wear them for a couple of years, but it's just one of those shoes that, you know what, I feel like I'm going to wear those forever. I mean, so with that being said, man, you know, we you know, appreciate you coming and discussing the whole sneaker culture, you know, how you got into the game. I understand that you do got a few pair of Grails that you brought with us.
I did, man.
You know, so if you don't mind sharing those with us, just show us what we can't get or what we'll never get. You know what I'm saying? I know how it go.
Now,
I know how it go, you know.
Definitely can get them.
Show the world we'll never get.
Just to piggyback on the shoes that you guys mentioned on y'all as y'all sneaker of the year.
Mm-hmm.
The thing about sneakers is that a lot of people don't understand. When a shoe has a story, the Deion shoe has a story. That comeback story, that draws people to that shoe. And believe it or not, bro, you can walk in any Foot Locker right now and you can buy one of those Deion.
Yeah, because
it don't mean anything to this generation.
Right.
They don't know what that Keisha is that you got on. They don't know nothing about it, but the shoe has a story.
Right.
And when they got a story that resonates to people that really, really are collectors of sneakers, you know what I mean?
It's the Keisha he talking about,
That's
by
it.
the way.
That joint is crazy, and it was limited. Was limited.
Look at that blue.
Man, it's crazy. My son won all three. He won all three on the raffle, bro. He was able to pick up all three. Yeah. I won the one that didn't nobody really want, was the like cream and black one, but I still love them. I've yet to land those Keishas, and the black and white ones I eventually end up getting, but the shoes that got a story. We talked about Joe Fresh Goods. You talk about Deion. You talk about those shoes that got meaning to real sneakerheads, bro. So that's where it come from.
And Joe Fresh, he great with that. Like
he great with it.
Like his rollouts is
it's
like
so thought out.
Right, it's so thought out. And I mean, he giving you, you know, like I was really outside. You know, like he just giving you that whole feel that you kind of like, you know what, I can just, all that just resonate with me. I was the same way. Like, I was really outside. I really was seeing sneakers. I really was seeing guys with sneakers that I really wanted. Like you say, man, that story is just so critical.
Deep. But I got, the two pair I brought, man, are two of my Grails.
Let's see what we got, man. Let's see what we got. He done brought us gifts. He done brought us Grails.
That box right here, this one right here is crazy. It got a story. Y'all might be able to relate to this. Y'all will relate to this story, man. I was in LA.
Oh my God.
I bought this shoe from Round 2 in LA. This is the Air Force One. Genuine crocodile. 14 karat gold tips. These tips are 14 karat gold.
Tips on it?
Yeah, 14 karat gold.
Man, this shoe heavy.
It comes with a shoe horn in it, homemade. I wore that shoe one time, but I bought the shoe from Round 2. I was in LA, and y'all can relate to this. Our homeboy, Smooth. I was in LA. I was in LA. Me and Mita, we went to LA. Smooth was on that. You know when he was playing for the Bulls, and when the Bulls go to LA or go to California, they be on like a 14-day tour because the Ringling Brothers, that West Coast swing, because Ringling Brothers is in Chicago at the United Center, so they got 14 games, 14 days out there. Me and Mita went to LA and went to Round 2. So me, Smooth, Bobby Porters. Coach Miles. We all at round 2. I bought that shoe from round 2, and that's DJ Khaled's shoe.
Oh yeah.
The shoe is DJ Khaled's, but I bought it from round 2 because he had sold it to Sean Witherspoon. And Sean Witherspoon is, he was big in the reselling years ago. He got a round 2 that just recently opened in Chicago, but the round 2 LA is where I bought that shoe from, bro. And believe it or not, I had this box, and I had a vision.
Oh, you already had that?
Oh, I already had the box.
The shoe didn't come with the box.
It didn't come with the box,
okay.
but that shoe retailed at $2,000. But if you try to get it brand new, it's probably at like $8-9K right now.
I can see why. Yeah.
The briefcase though, it just added to the
It
whole.
just added to the
nostalgia.
Right,
Like
yeah.
the whole.
But that was my creative mind, though.
Yeah,
That was my
yeah,
creative mind. That box right there, I had that box, bro, and I took it and had it rewrapped. I had it cushioned and made specifically for that shoe.
Okay.
So
Man, that's
That's how we treat our shoes.
Yeah.
that's really major in the sneaker culture.
For
the
sure.
Details, the gold tips, getting a box specially made for the shoe. You know what I'm saying? Everybody ain't putting that into it.
the shoehorn, bro.
Yeah.
I literally can take these caps off and take it and pawn these, and it'd probably be worth more than the shoe. Those are 14 karat gold.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
And they made another
Look at
pair. It's a
the
white
detail.
pair. I haven't gotten a white pair, but there's a white pair that comes with that. They released those together, and it was called an Anaconda. It was white, same kind of material, but they didn't have crocodile on it. They had another skin on it. So it's 2 pair that they released, and they retailed
First time
it.
seeing them ever.
Fire.
Crazy.
Yeah, I love it.
I'm big on like the earth tone colors, the browns, the grays, the military greens.
Yes, that's me too. It's neutral. It can go with a whole bunch of things. This is my other baby, man. This was my grill. I've been waiting on this one for a long time, man.
Oh my God.
It's the
Oh my God.
the Dior One Lows.
Oh my God.
I told myself, man, I'll be 50 in a couple years, man. That's my
God.
50th birthday
Yeah,
gift
this
to
is it
myself,
right here.
man.
This is it right here, man.
I'm gonna get
Dior Jordan Lows.
I'm gonna get something special put together for those, man.
Dior Jordan Lows. Look at that.
There's only 5,000 made, man. They all numbered too, so
Man, this is crazy.
number right there. You can see it right there. On the inside of the shoe is numbered.
Ah, okay.
So that's 2,000.
Okay,
That's
you got
42,
48
out of 5,500 of them made.
Yeah, this is
I don't think
sneaker
I ever
history.
seen the lows either.
Yeah.
This sneaker history right here.
That was my grill of all time. But I got a collection that I'm working on, man, and I haven't yet
History.
able to land it. But like I said, I'm a huge Jordan 1 Low collector, man. I want the PEs. I don't own a PE, but I definitely want the college PE Jordan 1 Lows. So it's 8 of them. If somebody out there that got them, you got a size 11, hit me up, man. I know I'm gonna pay a lot for it, but I'm interested in it.
Yeah, if y'all,
Sure.
if anybody's seeing this, man, hit my man Pete up. If you can, can you give him your socials? If somebody see this and they want to hit you up,
Absolutely. Soulmates, that's the store. Soulmates 219. That's on IG, as well as Facebook. My son, IG, he missed a sneaker play on Instagram and Facebook. I have an IG. My personal IG is Coach Pop Pete. Like I said, I was a coach first. All these boys, they used to call me Coach Pop Pete. So that's my IG, but it's all one word, Coach Pop Pete. That's my personal IG. The store is at 8929 Indianapolis Boulevard in Highland, Indiana. We've been there for 7 years, man, and we continue to go on with this sneaker thing, man. We love it, bro. We love it. We having a ball with it.
just before we close it out, man, I have one more question. Like,
Yes,
what
sir.
is that one sneaker that you can't go without? Like the one that you find yourself wearing all the time. That you know what, like. This may not be one of my favorite sneakers, but I'm in it all the time.
I'm in it all the time. I actually got it on. Air Force One Off-White. Virgil,
Okay.
Off-White sneaker. I got on a pair of Virgil Off-White Air Force One, the black pair. I sold my Vault pair, bro. Believe it or not, came in 2 different colors. I want the Momos that dropped. I want those, and I want the Complex Con Air Force One. But I'm always in Forces, bro.
Yeah.
And I don't buy white Forces. I don't own a pair of all white Forces. Just a regular that you can go in the store and get. I just don't like the interior of them. That one wear out of them, I don't want one wear out of them, man. If I get an all white Force, you definitely believe that it's something special about it. It either got all leather guts in it. I don't buy none that got no cloth in it.
It was at one point in time, man. The materials was down on them. Like you literally got one or two pair out of them.
That's it.
One or two wears out of them. Honestly, like you literally only got
and
one or
that
two
ain't
wears
good quality.
Yeah, it was bad.
So I don't want that. I ain't
time.
finna spend $100 just to wear it one time.
Right. Yeah, and then now the laces is yellow on them, so I don't know what you know.
Yeah,
but
me,
that's
man,
that mass production of it. They producing it so fast, they not putting no effort into it. And I don't want no shoe that you ain't putting no effort into it. I ain't finna spend my money. I work too hard for mine.
For sure.
Yeah.
And for me, that's how I feel about that, that neon Air Max 95. Like, that's the one that I just kind of like. I'm not even a big fan of Air Max 95s, but the neon pair is like one I probably wear 2 or 3 times a week.
That's your go-to.
That's like my go-to sneaker.
That's your go-to.
So. All right.
Yeah, so we discussed a lot today. School was definitely in session. Told us your journey, some of the places you traveled far and near, came up, with some of your most exclusive shoes, how you turned this into some profitable brand for you and your family, where your love for the sneaker culture came from. But if we had to all just pick one favorite, best sneaker of all time, what would you say your favorite sneaker is?
Probably the first shoe that I mentioned for my Mount Rushmore is that Jordan 4, that bread Jordan 4, man. My wife, 2 years ago for my birthday, actually had a cake made for me. It was a Jordan 4 cake, bread 4 cake, bro. By far, that's my favorite shoe, my favorite silhouette. It's my favorite shoe of all time, bro. It's that bread 4. That Jordan 1 low is creeping up on it, but that Jordan 4, bro, I don't think it's not one Jordan 4 that I do not have in my collection, bro. There's some Jordan 1s that I don't have just because I can't touch them or can't get my hands on, but there's not no Jordan 4. I remember in 2015 when Fat Joe opened up NYC, it was a sneaker con that same weekend. He opened up NYC, and I literally walked in and got a Pinnacle Jordan 4. And they came out with 4 different ones of this Pinnacle collection. It's like super crazy leather. And I ended up getting the whole collection, bro, that same weekend, bro, and just walked in, got them at retail. But I had to fly to New York to get them.
Right.
So I don't mind traveling for them, man. Really. But that Jordan 4 is.
It is something about that Jordan 4 because, you look at, when you see the pics of Mike, it's like, it just was a way he wore his socks. It just made the 4 stand out.
Yes.
It's like, man, did he have different socks than everybody else? It's like, but it just made the shoes stand out. But,
definitely.
For me, I would say it's the Cement Jordan 3. That's always been my go sneaker.
Black Cement 3.
The black Cement Jordan 3 is like, you just can't go wrong with it.
I know you got a 2018 pair, Will, but you might like this reimagined one.
I'm gonna try it out.
Check it out.
I got 3.
What's the difference with the?
Feel it.
I know when they dropped the bread 4s, it was leather opposed to suede.
Right, and I didn't get them just because of that reason. Like, I'm not wearing a leather Jordan 4. I can't do it.
But see, it's easier. What I tell people all the time is an easier wear, though.
Yeah.
What I mean by that,
they look good, but it's hard to put it on knowing what the original was.
And they look sweet with the white strings for sure. Good. I see people rocking with the white strings. They look dope, but
that's what
I can't bring myself to do it.
They don't know no better.
They don't know no better.
Yeah, you're right.
That's what they doing with the Jordan 5. You see the Jordan 5 is going to re-release, and it's coming with original white lace in it.
Yeah.
And it got some reflective hits on it. So those are going to be decent. But what I said in the very beginning when they did when they started with this reimagined stuff, the leather pair is what should have been released back in '88 when he first had the shoe. It shouldn't have been the new Buck. The new Buck should have been the reimagined pair.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, Jordan was the first one to put a new buck on the shoe. And that was that Jordan 4.
Yeah.
So when you talk about something that's being reimagined, it's done different.
Yeah.
So that's why they end up putting the leather on it this time. But it's a real good quality leather. I ain't taking away from it. I think Nike did a good job on it. But for us, that you talk about guys that sneakerheads and been collectors for some years, nothing touched that 2018 pair, bro.
Yeah.
Definitely.
There's no comparison.
So what do you got as yours? As your sneaker GOAT. What's your best of all time?
Know me, I gotta stay on task, man. That Jordan 1, and specifically, I love what they doing with the lows, but the high.
Yeah.
We don't do the mids.
Not at all.
We don't put mid at all. No.
It got to say Nike Air.
Yeah.
Don't come with no jump, man.
No jump, man.
No offense to nobody that do.
Maybe as a gag gift, but we don't do no mids. We do not do mids.
No offense to nobody that do, but if you really want to know how to wear a Jordan 1 or which ones you should go after, I say the highs. After that, the lows.
For
Stay
sure.
away from the mids, but my favorite sneaker all time is the Jordan 1 high.
If you had to pick a Jordan 1 high, which one would it be?
It'll probably definitely be the bands. You know what I'm saying? The first ones.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because, like I said, and I think that one probably has been one of the most re-released, and they did all the different colorways, but it all, comes from that one. And then also, and I seen they dropping them again, the shattered backboards.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? That original color. And I never had those. So
I got a pair of shattered backboards.
Yeah,
that's probably my most exclusive pair of sneakers.
I got the Royals. I probably got 15 pair of Jordan 1 highs, but that band, that first red and black one, and then the shattered backboard.
Yeah.
Now there's an exclusive band, the one that got the 2 X's on the back of the heel toe of the shoe.
I seen
those
them,
the original. Those are the original bands.
Okay.
Because those shoes were banned for him to play in. He couldn't play in those shoes, or he could. He just got fined, and Nike paid the fine for him. But
that's when Mike had the thick socks.
Yeah.
And he had to have them thick socks.
Yeah.
I remember the last time he played in the guard, he said he couldn't wait to get them shoes off.
You said his feet was killing him.
Last dance,
but
man.
for me, the bands, man. But the red toe, the black toe.
Yeah.
I got them all. It's like you put them on. It's like shit. You start. Like R. Kelly was doing, you start walking like Mike. Shit. You start walking a little bow-legged shit. You put the Jordan 1s on, shit.
Pigeon toes.
Yeah, you walking a little different, man, in them Jordan 1s, man.
He make you do it, man. There's something about it, man. It makes you feel good. I tell people all the time, man. I said, I make shoe contact before I make eye contact.
Man, I
look at somebody's feet first, man. And it's no offense to anybody. I just, because this is what I do,
you could see who.
And that may be the biggest.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I can care about what I got on, bro. And I like to wear nice stuff, but, man, I start with my shoes.
That may be the biggest point that you made today, man. Like, we definitely want to put an emphasis on that. Shoe contact.
Oh, yeah.
Before eye contact.
Definitely.
Man, essential.
Yes.
Essential. Most definitely.
I could tell you what shoes you had on the first time I met you. I can tell you that. I can't tell you what your eyes look like. I can't tell you what kind of designer clothes you had on, but I can tell you what kind of kicks you got on.
That's what's up, man. That's the way we're going to kick it off, man. That's the way we're going to end it.